What up, everybody? We're live on the Where to Hunt podcast. This is the standard programming. We did Rut Club Radio from 6 to 6:30. We took a couple calls. Went well. We got 3 guys into that one. It's a half hour. It's quick. But there's some good activity in Wisconsin. People are seeing deer already, and the season's off to a great start. Before we get started with today's show, a couple of call-outs to our sponsors that give me the energy to do this show. And we got a new one to introduce tonight, too, so I'm pretty excited about that. First things first, shout out to Backwoods Grind, backwoodsgrind.com. They are the guys that give me the coffee to do this show. They give me the energy to keep at it. Already and the season's off to. I've been up since 2:30 in the morning. I haven't stopped. I haven't slowed down. I had their coffee to start my day. I bulletproofed it with bulletproof brain octane, and then I just downed another French press of it, and I'm ready to go for the rest of the night. Take me to probably 1 o'clock in the morning. So if you guys haven't tried Backwoods Grind and you want to, and maybe you want to save some money in the process, W2H Podcast will get you 10% off when you go to checkout. And then additionally, we're bringing over Gumleaf USA, Gumleaf USA, gumleafusa.com. These guys make the best rubber boots that I think exist. They are real rubber. They are handmade in Europe and then imported over to the East Coast. And they're incredible. So if you look on the screen, if you're watching right now, you can kind of see how they're handmade. And if you want to save some money on shipping because they're a bigger ticket item, they're going to cost a little bit more to ship, you can enter in code W2H2019 to get free shipping on their product. These are not cheap boots. They don't act like cheap boots. They will work a lot better than anything else you ever tried on. I've gone through a pair of boots a year. I'm done with that. These are the boots that I'm rocking from here on out, and I couldn't be happier with their comfort, durability, et cetera, et cetera. But don't take my word for it. Go to their website, check it out, look at their reviews. They're really big in the upland dog hunting segment, and they're just new to whitetail hunters, so it would mean a lot to me and them if you guys go and check them out. So that's my spiel for that. I'm pretty excited for today. We're going to bring on our guest, Tyler, with T&K Hunting Gear. What's up, dude?
How's it going, brother?
I'm all jacked up, man. I'm all fucking jacked up. We're going to have some fucking fun
tonight. You can start throwing
dude.
Some fuck bombs.
You got it, man. Dude, so real quick, everybody, huge disclaimer. If you got your kids in the car, earmuffs, okay? You might want to listen to this one after the kids go to bed, okay? I'm just giving you the fair warning. It is marked explicit, but I'm just saying, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. We're going to swear a lot today. Tyler, so who are you? Where are you from? And then let's talk about T&K.
So I am from South Dakota, born and raised in the Black Hills. That's on the western side of South Dakota. Most people would probably know from Mount Rushmore. That's kind of what we're known for in this area. And then pheasant hunting, of course. But, yeah, I lived here my whole life. Obviously, I was in the military, so I was stationed out in California for 4 years and lived in Colorado for probably a couple months, but a majority of my life has been here in South Dakota. And T&K Hunting Gear, yeah, we just turned a year old just a couple days ago, actually, probably about a week ago or something like that. We did kind of a gear giveaway for turning 1 year old, but yeah, we've been crushing it the past couple months. I mean, we've been really taking off, and we're coming up with new gear, and we're making improvements to already existing gear, and it's going to be pretty exciting for the future. And we've got a lot of stuff in prototype phase that we're going to be kind of presenting, I guess, probably next year, doing several of the hunting shows we plan to go to. So
that's good shit. Happy birthday, man, by the way. 1 year's a big deal.
Yeah, thanks.
How did you make the leap? Like, what did that look like? Were you straight out of the military and then jumped into it? Or it's been a couple years, right? And so, like, are you doing this full time now? Or talk about that.
Yeah, so I initially was actually going to make tactical gear when I was overseas doing private military contracting over in Afghanistan. And I initially kind of did that, and the idea just, kind of really didn't develop and didn't go through. And last year we just had all this extra material, and I just thought to myself, well, fuck, like, let's make some gear. It was just kind of out of a whim, and just with my knowledge being in law enforcement now, and then being in the military, I knew the materials we were using for gear and stuff like that, very compliant, military spec type stuff. That's really actually the most expensive material to even purchase when it comes to the fabric type stuff that we're using. So I kind of just started it last year on a whim, and it's kind of developed into what it has now. And actually, I still work full-time as a police officer, and I come home on my lunch break, and I'm shipping orders. We're pulling in, we're averaging right now between like $600 to $1,300 days every day, which is, I mean, we could always obviously do better, but I mean, we're selling a lot of gear. We're pushing a lot of gear, and we're getting it into a lot of people's hands. And so, yeah, I mean, we've started taking off over the past couple months, and it's just been kind of a fucking roller coaster. As far as we're already running out of gear, like we got 100 vinyl harnesses made. We've got 32 left. In the last 2 weeks, we've sold, I don't know, what is that, even 60, almost 70 harnesses.
So you're building up inventory.
You're
building up inventory, and then sell, and then rinse, recycle, repeat. Right? Is that kind of how that's working for you right now?
Oh yeah.
And are you doing these by hand yourself too, or you were initially, right?
So initially, we were getting them made, in South Dakota from just a one local sewing shop, kind of local thing. We just couldn't keep up with demand. I mean, we could not make enough gear. And we initially were doing like 4 or 5 week pre-orders on the vinyl harness because it took a day to make 2-3 vinyl harnesses. So, I mean, we just couldn't keep up with demand. Now we're running 100, 200, and we actually get our gear manufactured in Colorado. And we literally are just getting hundreds of pieces of gear made now. I think rangefinder pouches are our new piece of gear, and I think we got 125 of them made, and I think I've sold already 70 of them.
Holy shit.
And we've just, and that's just in the past couple of days, we've sold probably about 30 of them. And nothing stays on the shelf for very long. It's just fucking go, 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 go. And now, I mean, ATAX AU is one of our most important or popular patterns, and we're completely fucking sold out of it. We've been sold out of it for the past 4 days, and we're not going to get it back, until October. And we're already down to 5 Ranger Green, which are going to be gone in a couple of days. I mean, we're really kind of, it's a good problem to have, not keeping fucking shit on the shelf, but at the same time, just keeping up with that demand. It can be freaking tough, but, it was funny, like a year ago, people were telling me I couldn't compete in the market with all these overseas companies and everything.
Dude,
but
I love it when people tell me I can't do something. Watch me. Hold my fucking
I know.
Too. That's where I'm at with that shit.
I know, exactly.
Good for
it
you,
just
dude.
pisses me off. I'm like, watch me. Same people that said that, like, because, I mean, for me, even making those rangefinder pouches, I am the most expensive rangefinder pouch on the market. Hands down, 100%. I know it. I've tried to get the cost down, but I tell you what, it is the most well-built rangefinder pouch in the market, hands down. We put so much time, so much material, and so much. I mean, people don't really even realize sewing those little pouches takes so much fucking time because they're so. It's not like a bag or like a backpack where you got the machines going and you can just fucking kick that shit out fast. These take time. I mean, it's very slow and methodical to really make the stitching look really fucking good on them. And then, we're just constructing them way better. I mean, we inside seam sew all of our pouches. We sew on with, and for a lot of people, they don't know what the fuck that means. But if you look at a lot of pouches on the market, a lot of them have those outside, like the outside edges all around are sewn, and they're like the actual pocketing to the pouch, and it's all like raw edges, which is the fast way to do it and the cheap way to do it, but it's not the quality way of doing it. And so we've kind of established ourselves in the industry that we're not going for the cheapest way of doing things anymore. We are kind of becoming the standard in the industry of not cutting corners and doing it the fucking right way. And the right way is going to be the more expensive way, but you're going to have a piece of gear that's going to fucking last 10 times longer than that other shit on the market. I mean, hands down 100%.
It's funny because you just heard me do my spiel, right, about the sponsors. And Gumleaf is the same way.
Yeah.
You're going to pay way more, but then you're not going to have to do it again and again and again and again. So, like, just maybe we can't all afford that, right? But certainly it's something to strive for. And so right now I rock whatever the, like, little, I don't know, it feels like a backpack, right? And then my binoculars hook into it, and then I can grab them. But they're exposed, and it's over all my gear. The first time I saw your stuff was on Connor Wakefield, the whitetail drifter, and he's been on the show. He's a great fucking dude. And then I met him in person at the Working Class Bowhunter shoot down in Illinois this last summer. And I'm like, what? I've been seeing this thing like T&K. What is it? Like, what is this? You know, and it got me going. And then I tuned in to your stuff, and I'm like, this guy fucking gets it. Not only does he get it, he gets it real hard. Like, you're leaning into it heavy, man. Like, so let's back up before I get too jacked up, because I fucking love marketing. I think most folks know that listen to the show, and I get really excited when other people do it right. So how long have you been hunting? What's your favorite animal to hunt? What's your weapon of choice?
So I have been hunting since about 12 years old. I started off bird hunting. Obviously, as you know, South Dakota is known for pheasant hunting. So I did my first hunt when I was 12 years old, got my hunter safety card, and I remember the first couple birds I shot when I was 12. So, I mean, shit, I'm 29 now, so minus 12, I mean, however many years that is. Favorite animal to hunt, I'm definitely kind of tied between duck hunting. I love waterfowl hunting, but I also love big game hunting too, like deer hunting. This year I actually got a whitetail tag. I just got in. I'm getting it all outfitted right now, but I just got a Matthews Traverse bow.
Okay.
That's getting set up right now, and I'm going to be breaking that thing out. Hopefully it's pretty goddamn expensive setup, and I'm known to be clumsy and tough on gear, and that's why I make gear the way I do. But I'm going to be doing that this month. I've got 2 more deer tags. I've got any deer tag that's going to be kind of my buck tag, rifle tag, but I'm still using my grandfather's 30-06 for a rifle.
That's cool.
I haven't, yeah, and this thing's from like the 1950s, 1960s. I mean, this heavy as shit. But that's the rifle I still use, and I haven't really wanted to get anything else, but I'm slowly more now. It's probably heard from other podcasts, but this is actually my first year, like, actually really bow hunting.
Oh, you're fucked.
And
dude.
I'm getting more.
You're going to be hooked for life. You got a real problem that
I
you're
know.
about to approach. Just
I know. I already went.
You guys, you know what he's in for.
100%. And I went bow hunting actually with my buddy because I had that whitetail tag. It's just antlerless, just a doe tag. And we saw mule deers, but we went on. He had a cow elk tag. We went on that hunt just this past weekend. And I tell you what, rifle hunting. I mean, we had this nice cow, broadside, 100 yards. I mean, easy rifle shot, right? I mean, and that's what I'd be used to if I had a rifle tag. I'd be like, oh, that was too easy. But I tell you what, with bow hunting, it is a fucking challenge unlike anything else. Especially you got those swirling winds in the hills that we have here. The wind is totally always changing direction, so you got scent getting thrown everywhere. And, it's just, and a lot of areas are very open. So when there's no wind and, it's just tough to do a spot and stock because you can fucking hear yourself from a mile away. And there's not a lot of, which, a lot of guys have used that to where, to their advantage, they walk like, they're hearing an elk and start doing cow calls and stuff like that. But, it's just it's a bitch, but it's fun. It's more of a challenge to me than rifle hunting.
Well, and you're a Marine, you love a challenge. Do you not? Like, you're like, bring it on. Challenge accepted. Let's go.
Exactly. Well, yeah, and I've been shooting rifles since, obviously since I was, 14, 15 years old, but like in the Marine Corps, that's all I shot. That's all I was used to was rifle shooting. And, so that's, hunting, that's always what I've kind of done too. But now it's gotten to the point to where I tried out that, bow hunting, doing spot and stalks and shit. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like, it's just, like you said, it gives me that challenge that, that I've always kind of had in life. But I mean, it's definitely something where I think next year, I think you're going to see me definitely going away from rifle tags. Like, I definitely going to probably be going away from that. I'll probably still draw, a few tags here and there, but
I was gonna say, I always say bow hunting is like some ninja shit. Like, it feels good to be a ninja in the woods. Like, okay, so let me explain. So here in Wisconsin, gun hunting is like a state holiday, and in some counties it actually is. Like, kids do not go to school on the gun opener. We call it the Blaze Orange Army or the Blaze Orange Blob. There's over 600,000 people that take to the woods in this state the weekend of the gun opener, which is the weekend before Thanksgiving. And dude, it's a big deal, but it's all about that camaraderie. And so, like, it's colder, right? We're in Wisconsin, so it's a lot colder that time of year. There's usually snow if you're up north, and if you're not, maybe it's hit or miss. But you're layered up, dude. You're wearing long johns. You're wearing a giant blaze orange, usually a onesie or some freaking coveralls and a jacket, and you're just, you're a blaze orange blob. And when you go bow hunting early season, you don't have to wear those extra layers. You're more flexible. You're wearing camouflage. You're blending in. You're not part of this blaze orange blob. You're sneaking in and you're infiltrating the deer woods, and you got to get close. You got to get real close. You need to pay attention very closely to the wind, your scent. Like, you have to look at it very differently. Whereas rifle, you walk out there, you might be hungover from the night before with the buddies, and you can shoot, depending on where you're at. In Wisconsin, we got thick forests, so you're probably not going to take a shot more than 100 yards. But if you're in open fields, you can let it rip 300 yards, and you're good to go. Now, if that's bow, that's not going to happen. So it really is a much bigger challenge, man. But that's why it's so addicting. Like, you get out there and you get that encounter, and it's not like gun at all. It's totally different. But that's whitetail.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I live
100%.
for.
I mean,
but anyway.
I mean, it's 100% like totally different. I mean, because like I said, we had awesome shots that we would have had just clear, good, clean kill shots if we had a rifle with us. I mean, 100-yard shot, that ain't fucking nothing. And, I mean, some people still fuck it up, but, it's just amazing to see that, and just, you just can't get away with what you can rifle hunting. I mean, quite honestly, you can't. There's just so many things that you have to do right to just get yourself into a good position to take an animal down. So I definitely it made me really feel like I was really hunting, you know what I mean? Like, really hunting after that animal, and not just going out there to, per se fill a tag, but actually trying to earn it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, dude. I had a guy on a couple episodes ago, primitive hunting, and he takes it to another level. Like, he wears moccasins. He makes all his own gear. He makes his own moccasins. He makes his own bow. He makes his own arrows, his own broadheads, his own strings, everything. And then he goes and kills some shit. So that's like some next level stuff where you can feel the earth on the bottom of your foot. I'm not there. I don't know that I ever will be, but it's cool, and it sounds super badass.
I mean, yeah, just bringing it back to the caveman status. That's pretty really awesome.
If you haven't heard it, it's a really good one. It's super interesting. But let's break down. Let's move back ahead now again and break down some of the things you have. Like, okay, I'm gonna pull up your site on the screen here, and for those that are watching and not listening, this will be in podcast land. But you have the binocular harness. The call pouch, you mentioned you got some prototype things happening, and you have the rangefinder, but you also have some cold weather gear, some dog collars, Glock holders, bags. Like, break some of these things down for us. Like, you talked about the quality. I don't even know what else is on the market. Dude, like, your stuff has front and center attention right now. I talked about what I use, my shitty little thing. Let's talk about what you have here. Let's break it down a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously our staple piece of gear that we just sell a ton of is our bino harness.
Okay.
And what makes our bino harness, I guess, a little bit different on, really all of our gear, is that we're not only manufacturing in the United States, we're actually using all United States materials. So it's a little bit different because some companies will use overseas material and then they will assemble it because 70 or 80% of the work by law is happening in the United States, and then they're slapping a made in the USA tag in it, even though it's made with overseas, like, Chinese material. So we do not do that. We are not a company that's slapping a made in the USA logo on there and bullshitting you. We're fucking 100%. All of our materials are military grade, are the highest quality, manufactured here in the United States. And that's what separates us, I think, from a lot of companies, because there's a lot of companies out there that are doing that, slapping the Made in USA tag on there, because 70% of the work, which is actually sewing it, is happening in the U.S., so they can say Made in the USA, which is complete fucking bullshit, in my opinion. So what we're doing is we're using 1,000...
You know the industry. I wouldn't just say in your opinion, like, that's a fucking fact.
Yeah, I guess so. That's a fucking fact. I mean, honestly, that is a fucking fact. And I've talked to Aaron Snyder from Kafaru PAX on a podcast and stuff like that. And I mean, he's on board and says the same thing because we see it. I know I can go into fucking Cabela's and I can feel a pack and I know exactly what they're fucking using. I know where their material comes from. I know what kind of material they're using, and I know their fucking markup. So, like, we can't say any of that. I would love to just throw some companies under the bus. I can't fucking do it. But I would just love to be like, God, if people knew what they were fucking buying, if they only knew what they were paying for. And, like, with us, we're not even doing a huge markup on our gear. We could get away with, honestly, selling it for a lot more than what we do because of the materials and the construction that we're putting into it. Like, I've told people on our pages, too, we've got fucking almost 60 moving pieces into that bino harness. Like, it's not easy to sew. It takes a lot of time, and there's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of just really high-quality ingredients into that piece of gear and into all of our gear, really. And so, like, for us to survive, we have to sell our stuff. It's going to be more expensive than, our stuff, material, raw, and getting manufactured costs the same as most bino harnesses out there. That just goes to show you the amount of fucking ingredients we're packing into that gear. We're not cutting corners. And so for our bino harness, the biggest thing that people like about it too is that it's one-dimensional. It can fit anywhere from a 10 by 42 to a 18 by 56. And 10 by 42 is going to be a little bit deep, but what I've told guys too, put an extra pair of socks in there and it freaking lifts it up just perfectly. But the reason we made it one-dimensional like that is so that if you upgrade or downgrade glass and sizes, you don't have to buy a whole new pack. You just have to make a few minor changes. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. But obviously, you've seen with our pack, it's MOLLE compatible, which means that on the sides you will see those ladders. That's MOLLE. There are some other companies out there that do MOLLE, like on the bottom and shit like that. But the reason we make that MOLLE on the sides is because all the pouches that we're making, and there's other, out-of-market, non-TK pouches on there that are MOLLE compatible, military pouches, that you can mount onto that bino harness. So basically, you can customize that harness to whatever you want. You don't have to fucking... We don't sew on pouches for a reason. And I do that because some people may like the rangefinder on their left side instead of the right side. Me, I'm left-handed. So my rangefinder goes on the left side of my pack because I'm left-handed. Now, we're not making all these different pouches on here to where you can't customize it to whatever you want. So it's kind of nice to where you can throw a call pouch on one side, a Glock 20 or 21 holster, which we've got in stock right now, on the other side, or a rangefinder pouch and a pistol holster, or, and we're making, coming out with more pouches like admin pouches, bear spray, tourniquet pouches, just all kinds of different things that you can really customize this harness out, and you can just customize it to the hunt you're doing. You're not going to always need a holster, in my opinion, if you're not hunting in bear country. You know what I mean? You're not going to always need to carry a pistol if you're probably hunting down in Texas, because you don't really have to worry about cats or bears or anything like that. So, but let's say that you want to go to Colorado to do an elk hunt. You can throw that pistol, pouch on there so you have your bear defense gun. So, you can really customize it to the specific specific hunt you're doing, is what I kind of want to say.
That's pretty cool. Real quick, so
you
mentioned earlier, this is me interrupting. This is where my wife says, did the middle of my sentence
no,
at the
fuck,
beginning
go
of
ahead,
yours?
Man.
So
fucking do it, whatever. I don't get offended.
Good, me neither. We're great. So I have some tactical backpack that I got it was a gift. So I really appreciate it. It's a great piece of gear. I use it for my gym bag. I was going to use it for bow hunting and putting all my shit in there. I have yet to upgrade my fanny pack, which it's the shittiest thing in the world, but somehow it's held up. The zipper still works, and I've stuffed way more in there that should ever go into a fanny pack. I need a backpack. That being said, the handle of my backpack that looks like, it looks military-esque, right? It looks like a tactical bag. The fucking handle ripped off. A strap came off. I'm like, what the shit, dude? And I'm assuming it came from Cabela's or something, because people that think of me think, oh, Eric's a hunter, I should just buy something from Cabela's. And that's great, and I love that. For those of my family members that tune into this, don't stop buying me stuff. But it's interesting that you say if you go to Cabela's and you only knew the things that go into this, and what you're actually paying for is the retail markup for it to be in that brick and mortar, for whatever brand bullshit that's built into that from a marketing standpoint, all this fluff that goes in the margin, on top of the fact that they're trying to get that margin down as much as they can to produce it for the lowest cost possible to crank out the profit margin. And then I get the bag in my hand and it literally fucking falls apart. And I never thought that much needed to go into a binocular harness, man, but you've sincerely crafted something incredible. I pay attention to your reviews and what people have to say. It is bar none. You're the what I would call the category king. There's a book comes out of Silicon Valley about all the biggest, baddest companies in the world called Play Bigger, and they talk about category kings. You are a category king, my friend. You've fucking done it. And the day you make a fanny pack or a backpack, I will be buying that shit. I'm also probably going to buy this too, but I'm just saying, I have a real need for some other weird stuff. So, I don't know if that.
Well, we are we are prototyping a fanny pack and a backpack, but I appreciate the compliments, man. I'm always humbled when I do get, because, sometimes we can be our own fucking worst critic. And with me, every time I send a piece of gear out, I just anxiously wait, and when I get messages from customers, I'm like, oh fuck. And then it's never what I think, you know what I mean? But I'm like, that's just the standard I have for myself, where I know I'm not selling a piece of shit, but I get into these people's hands and I'm like, God, and then I get these messages and I'm like, oh no, this guy just got it a couple days ago, thinking something's wrong, and fucking 10 out of 10 times nothing's ever wrong. They're like, dude, this was worth the fucking money. Thanks for making fucking shit in America, and thanks for your service and all this shit. And I'm like, God, thank God. But I can be my worst critic to where I'm just like, am I doing it good enough? And I really think I'm doing it the right way. I think this industry has gotten to the point to where cheaper is not better. And I think people are getting fucking sick of it. And people are willing to pay a little extra money to get a product that's not only made in the USA and veteran owned, but get a product that comes with a fucking badass guarantee. You don't even realize. Okay, I'll tell you one thing here. So we had to make an adjustment on the bino harness because the girls that were sewing it, they on a couple of the harnesses got about an inch on the molly, where if you put that rangefinder pouch in there, it's not going to fucking fit it. So anyways, this guy ordered a rangefinder pouch, and he goes, dude, I cannot get it on this molly. It's sewn like an inch instead of like an inch and a half. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, how do you feel about the leather patch? Because he had one of the older harnesses, He's like, leather patch looks fucking awesome. I literally printed a shipping label. This was last night, and I sent that shit out today. A brand new harness. I sent him a shipping label back. He's going to send that back, a brand new harness that actually works. Now, we are getting busy, but I still have fucking time to do that. And you know what? What company just fucking sends you a brand new piece of gear that you've already been using on hunts?
Dude, yeah, that's
something's
special,
fucked up
different
on
shit. And I think however big you get, you're gonna hold those values and that mantra true. I think that's gonna resonate
100%.
through the organization that you're building. I don't think this is gonna get too big for your britches in some sort of capacity. I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean like it's very clear to me that you're gonna go to where you're trying to get. Whatever that future looks like. I don't even know if you have a vision or a mission. You might have a vision, maybe not a mission or whatever, but whatever that looks like, you're gonna get there. And this, you're building the foundation for it right now, and you're setting the tone for the customers, and that's a really strong foundation, dude. And the only other company that I'm aware of, I'm sure there's plenty of others out there, but Exodus Trail Cam has a no BS warranty. You just said a badass guarantee. You might want to coin that fucking phrase right there and call it a badass guarantee. Because they've done a good job with the no BS warranty. And
yeah, I mean it.
But I'm just saying, man, like you've taken it to another level because you ain't even questioning shit. You're like, no, bro, I got you. Let's just send it out. I'm just gonna send it. Like,
oh yeah, I didn't even fucking care.
All that beer in Canada.
I get customers that are like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this." I'm like, "Fuck, why are you apologizing to me? Fucking check your email. There's a freaking return label. Like, you don't even fucking pay for like shipping back. Like, we pay for that shit. We take it." And I mean, that's another reason why our products have to be a little bit more expensive is because the insurance on it. I mean, we're fucking covering shit that no other company guarantee is going to be covering out there. There's a lot of companies, they will tell you guarantee all fucking day long, and there'll be all these stipulations. Oh, you freaking, for a small fee, we'll fix this. And for shipping, if you pay for shipping back, we'll do this. Fuck that. That's not a lifetime guarantee. Like, we are truly bringing back that lifetime guarantee and really trying to get confidence in people again that, like, we're not out to fuck. Like, we want you to be successful. That's why we make the gear we do, is we want you to be successful on your hunt, and we want a piece of gear that, I mean, fuck, in 20 years you can hand down to, a grandchild or your son or whatever and be like, I was hunting with this harness, back fucking 10, 15 years ago. And that's the cool thing about it, is that we don't guarantee it for the life of the product. If you build a product good enough with good enough materials, that product should last a fucking lifetime. I mean, honestly, if you are building it that well, it should not be. And if and shit breaks, and if shit breaks, we just fix it. You send it to us, and we just fix it. And that's it. And I like hearing the stories. I'm like, how the fuck did you do that? It's not that I'm like trying to judge you and trying to decide if I'm going to cover it. I don't, I'm going to fucking cover it anyway. I want to know how people fucked it up so that I can make it better if I need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Someone's gonna be like, dude, I had to use it for kindling to start a fire. I'm so sorry. I was dying in Alaska.
Yeah.
It wouldn't fucking burn.
I mean, if your fucking little bushwhack plane fucking crashed and you're getting hunted down by Kodiaks and by brown bears and shit on Kodiak Island, and you need to use it as a fire starter, yeah, I'm definitely covering you.
That's funny as shit, dude. So you mentioned like something really cool, like let's just pretend it's 20, 25 years from now when a grandchild literally calls up and says, "My grandpa used this thing. Is this lifetime warranty legit?" And you'd be like, 20 years older, and be like, "Fuck yeah, dude, I got you." Or it'd be some customer service.
110%, bro.
But it's interesting because
110%.
We talk about hand-me-downs, and you come from the Marine Corps, and I think we all know that the Marine Corps gets all the hand-me-downs from the fucking Army, right? And they're still using shit from World War II, and it's still it's still out there working. So it seems as though you've taken a bit of that mantra. Like, I don't know how military gear gets manufactured, where that DOD gets their hands on this stuff, and who is responsible for that. I know they rely on a lot of the private sector for that, but, you talk about using military-grade stuff. I mean, at some point, I almost think the Marine Corps might start buying shit from you. It might come full circle. Like, happy to be a service again, America.
Yeah, because like the military has to, by law for the most part. There's some people that are probably involved with the military that probably shit doesn't go that way 100%, but they're supposed to make everything very compliant, which means make it in the USA with USA materials.
Yep. There's all
And
sorts of
so
compliances
everything
like
the military
NIST
uses
and ITAR and all of these other, like, there's a lot of compliances that they have to deal with and there's GSA bidding and all this other fun stuff that I'm slightly aware of based on my day job. But anyway, dude, sorry, I did it again. I interrupted. Sorry, everybody. Go on.
It's fine, man. You're fucking good. Just for the most part, like, you have to look at those materials. We're using the same Kadura 1000D. We only make two things. Two of our camos and colors actually come in 500D Kadura, which is more lightweight and more I guess, acceptable to abrasions. But it's still, I mean, obviously really fucking heavy duty and good. That's ATAX, the AU, and fluorescent orange. But that's it. Everything else are multi-cam, Ranger Green, Coyote Brown, ATAX, IX, all that shit is in the 1000D Kadura, which it's heavier. You'll notice if you get our binars, it's a little bit heavier than most out there, but it's built like a fucking ox. I mean, we make it that way because we want it to pass down in generations. And some people are even like looking at the elastic. They're like, "Oh, this elastic," and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, that's military grade elastic." It's like the break strength on that elastic is like 600 pounds or some shit.
Wow.
I mean, it's just the shit is just the best of the best, and it's the most expensive shit. But we are like Kafaru packs. We buy from like the same suppliers, and the same suppliers as a lot of the military buys from too. So we are using that type of material. And when you said hand-me-downs, I mean, that's exactly what it is. The reason the military uses these materials is because they last fucking forever.
In the worst
they don't want to
gear, dude,
reinvest
beat up
in
by
gear.
the fucking front line. And the people that
On the front line
sit there forever,
Yeah.
the Army. No offense, everybody. Just saying, we're talking to Marine.
Yeah, but I mean, these guys are using it fucking to kill fucking terrorists, dude. Like, using it in combat operations, patrol after patrol on fucking Osama bin Laden raids. Like, this is the same type of material that, I mean, they have a flak jacket that's been in the fucking Corps for fucking 15, 20 years because it lasts. And people just don't, like, that's where I kind of come in, where I'm, like, trying to educate people on, like, this fucking material we're using is the best of the best. It's expensive for a fucking reason. But more and more people are getting it, though, you know?
Well, I noticed, like, so, okay, dude, this is all great. Let's switch gears a little bit, you know, and talk about how you're representing things on social. It's hard to ignore, hard to stay away from. It's not like a negative way, but it's like the car wreck you have to fucking turn your neck to look at. Like, whether you like it or not, you got to watch and get out the bowl of popcorn. And, you know, it's interesting because I think once you get haters, I was talking about this with D-Rock from the East Coast Boning Podcast. I was talking about this with Kurt Geyer and the guys from the Working Class Boner Podcast, and really just kind of talking about you ain't made it until you have haters. And I got haters of my app all day. They just can't stand the fact that they can't wrap their head around the fact that someone would share their hunting spot. It blows their mind. They don't want someone to take their spot. Newsflash, your spot might not be that good. It's public land. It's not actually your spot. Like, and just work for the greater good of the industry, for the love of God. But for you got people hating on the fact that you're dropping F-bombs, which D-Rock and I have similar problems. He's probably got it worse than I do. But who cares? Like, it's interesting that we're in a day and age where the motto of the country is "I'm offended that you're offended."
Yeah.
You've navigated it so well, dude.
Go ahead.
You've just navigated it so well. You're just like, yeah, I didn't like come to you. You came to me. So move on. Fuck you. Thanks. Like, right? Like, I didn't choose for you to find me. Like, if you don't like it, turn the fucking channel.
Exactly. I mean, that's 100%. But here's I mean, this is the reason we do Obviously, a lot what we do is because, obviously we're no bullshit, and that's just kind of how my personality is in real life. I mean, guys that know who I am in real life, and guys that, have served with me, and guys that work with me, and then guys that'll probably meet me at a lot of hunting shows this coming year, know that I'm that fucking dude. Like, I'm no bullshit. I will help anybody that I possibly can, but if you're a fucking douchebag, like, I'm gonna treat you like one. And a lot of people do not agree with what we do, and that's fine, because my followers on my social media are people that buy my gear and that support us and that will buy gear. I'm not concerned with getting 100,000 followers. I could fucking care less. I'd rather have 3,000 followers. Oh yeah, I'd rather have 3,000 followers that are gonna fucking buy a ton of gear than 100,000 that ain't gonna buy shit.
Yep.
And so, like, that's why I don't spend money on fucking advertising. That's why I don't do this. That's why I don't do that. I literally just go based off of, I do make a little bit of a splash with the shit that I say, because I think it's fucking funny and it gets people to, like, what the fuck is this guy saying? But I truly mean it when I say this stuff. I'm just saying the stuff that people are already thinking. But we've gotten into this world, especially with companies. They want to fucking apologize to everybody for everything. And we're not in that game. Like, if you're fucking offended, go fuck yourself. I don't really fucking care. Like, that's really my mindset. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, our generation is becoming a bunch of pussies. Straight up.
And it'll get worse.
And
I'll pause you there real quick.
Oh, it'll
pause
get
you real
worse.
quick because we have a caller from Michigan. So
All
we'll
right.
bring him on, and then we'll pick right back up at pussies.
Sweet.
Jonathan from Michigan, you're live on the Where to Hunt podcast. Please don't be a prank caller.
Yo, sorry. Hello?
Yep, you're live on the show.
Hey, what's up?
Jonathan?
Oh, okay, yeah, what's up? Yeah, so I heard what you guys were talking about, and I was just like, yeah.
Nope. See you later, Jonathan. You're a prank caller. Get the fuck out of here. You son of a bitch. That's how I'm going to handle that.
I watch these on YouTube.
We're going to ban that.
Have you ever watched the infomercial videos where they're like prank calling C-SPAN?
No.
Dude, if you haven't, you need to fucking go look. It's fucking awesome.
Dude, we were just
so how are they even
this
like?
This is my new thing. Like, I now have prank callers. I've been doing this for 9 months. In the last 3 weeks, I've gotten prank callers. I don't know where they're coming from. I think they're coming from YouTube, if I'm being honest. I really don't know.
You said, that sounded like a little fucking kid.
Yeah.
I don't even think that kid hit puberty yet.
Not a real
call. Pre-puberty kid.
If anybody else wants to call in, by the way, the number's on the bottom of the screen. If you prank call me, I'm just going to hang up. That's that. So don't waste your fucking time. And then I'm going to ban your call. And then I'm going to try to find... I have your number. So I will call you back at fucking 3 in the morning when I'm producing this show, and I will ruin your life. Bruce
I like your style, dude.
Yeah,
I like that.
And you're feeling the fire. Bruce, you're live on the Word Hunt podcast. I know you're not a prank caller. What's up, Haas?
Fucking what's up, guys? Tyler, what's up, man?
What's up, Bruce? How you doing, bro?
Doing good. He has no clue he's already talking to me.
You're driving, aren't you? You're always driving, man.
That's so?
No, there's not a problem. I'm just saying. You're always driving. What do you got?
I'm always driving, man.
The show? You got a question for Tyler? What's up, bud?
Yeah. No, man, I just want to let people know, when I found out about Tyler and what he was doing, being a fellow, veteran-owned company, 100% American-made, that means a lot to people. And when I found out about it, I gave him a call. And, he spent a good half hour, 45 minutes on the phone with me. Similar things that I do with customers, man, we're a lot alike. And everything that he's about is legit. Just based on our conversations and everybody that I know personally that actually already has the product. I know I'm planning on getting some product. We actually talked about that. He was out when I called him last time. They were doing a photo shoot. They were out of product, but we're going to make that happen. But it's good to see that other people out there are doing business the same way, man. And we need more of it.
That's great, dude. I mean, you guys are
Well,
setting
thanks.
the bar, right? You guys are setting the example here. You still
Well,
there?
thanks,
well,
Bruce. I
There-
appreciate the support, man. I mean, that's I mean, that was a fucking awkward silence. I didn't know if I was supposed to talk or you were supposed to talk or what was going on there.
Welcome
but
to the Where to Hunt podcast, where
no,
we have awkward silences.
No, I appreciate the support, Bruce, and you know, obviously the future business, and I'm definitely glad that it's going around in the industry. That, I mean, guys know that we're for real, and we're definitely providing and setting that standard for providing high quality products, and just having kind of that working class, take no fucking prisoners kind of attitude, to where you know, just kind of South Dakota guys that are going to stand up for themselves and make good products and do it the right way, and make it right here in the USA. And so no, man, I appreciate the good words, and you know, awesome talking to you.
I think it's a devil dog thing, man. Scott, the owner of Ethics Archery, man, you know, he's the same way. You know, he's a devil dog himself, and you guys have the same attitude and kind of run the company the same way. If it's not going to be made here 100%, then it ain't get made. And I think the quality of the products speak for themselves, man. We're bringing some value back to American-made products again, not American assembled, American-made.
Exactly. No, 100% agree with you. I think it's kind of long overdue. I mean, that used to just be the standard back in the day. We were self-sufficient. We manufactured here. We had jobs here, and you know, we focused on quality. I mean, that's what it fucking was. And nowadays, we've just gotten away from that. But you know, there's a lot of archery companies out there, and you know, us, and you know, a couple other gear companies that are trying to do it the right way, and we need guys like you supporting us, and you know, doing business with us to keep us chugging along, so that we can just keep fucking rolling and make an impact, and hopefully turn some heads in the industry, and you know, be the example of what gear should be, and what hunting, you know, products in general should be in life. And so yeah, man, that's good shit. I appreciate it.
Bruce, you're like my
Shout out,
favorite
man.
caller. You keep calling in, and I love it. Thank you, dude.
Tyler, I'll give you a shout later on this week, man. We'll talk.
Sounds good, brother.
Drive
Take care.
safe, buddy.
All right, y'all have a good one. Oh, yeah.
So, while we were online with Bruce, I think I just thwarted like 3 other prank callers. I got a screening thing, so like it screens the calls, and if they fail to screen, like that's red flag number 1. Like if you can't tell me your name and where you're from, then don't call in. And if you're a real caller,
Yeah, I
and you're
just really
listening,
blame
like,
the parents.
dude. My wife blames the parents. She's a teacher. Like that's real.
Yeah, some of these kids don't get their ass kicked enough. Although I was fucking guilty of prank calling when I was fucking a young little fucker too. So
Same.
it is what
like
it is.
Yellow
But
Book. That was different. It wasn't like let's just.
yeah, dude, like we'd like prank call like Chinese food places
Yeah,
out of the
man.
phone book. You know what I mean?
I
Like
want some young guy.
not this kind of shit. I mean, this didn't exist.
Dude,
but
some of the guys take it pretty far. They're like, oh yeah, no, I'm Joe out of Michigan, and I love hunting, except for when my wife killed a deer, and now I shoot him in the face. I'm like, whoa, dude, context prank callers. You're not even calling to say fart. You're just like going right into it and like disguising yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, and at least like, you know, some prank callers will like come online and say fuck, and we'll be like, okay, well,
Peace.
you know, that's nothing new, dude.
Right.
Fuck you too. Like,
You've got
this ain't
been buzz all
fucking
day, bro.
C-SPAN.
Well, okay, so, dude, at the beginning, before we hit the record button, I planted the seed. Hopefully, you've had time to let it kind of come to fruition. Let's get on to your most memorable hunt, and I'm just going to let you take the show here. Like, it could be bird, it could be deer, it could be, I don't give a fuck. What was your most memorable hunt to date?
So my most memorable hunt to date was honestly my first hunt with my old man, which was pheasant hunting here in South Dakota. I remember, we went out, we probably got like 3 or 4 birds, and I was, 12 years old, fresh, getting my hunter safety card. And, my old man, he'll still go out hunting, but he obviously can't put in all the miles that, it takes to go onto public land for deer hunting and stuff like that. But, I'm going to take him out, drag him out duck and goose hunting this year, where he can just kind of sit in a blind and doesn't have to walk. He's getting up there almost, into his 70s. And I just remember that hunt, and it's so cool to see compared to now. And like when I was looking at pictures of when we would go hunting, is we used to just go in jeans and like a fucking red coat. It's kind of so funny how it's kind of, hunting is kind of, it pheasant hunting obviously wearing camo, but like really evolved into what it is now today. And but I mean that's just what it was. I mean, we had our shotguns and just wore jeans, and I think I even had some tennis shoes on with like a red jacket, and like that's how we would hunt. And it's just crazy how it's evolved, because it is evolved so much. But honestly, that I still remember like it was yesterday. I mean, that was by far, and we only shot probably like 3 or 4 roosters, but I think, I honestly think if I shot like a 350s elk or something like that, I don't think it would be as much of a memory as that, to be quite honest with you. I think those are especially as a son and a father duo, those are kind of the memories that you share. And, of course, we've been hunting a lot more since then, but, it's just kind of special when you did it kind of for the first time. And he's still got the picture hanging up on his wall downstairs in the basement. I just saw it actually this last Sunday when we were playing, watching football. And, man, I mean, that's all. I mean, it's nothing fucking crazy, but I mean, it's just, some of my best memories are just probably from my childhood, honestly.
Well,
so,
same, dude. And it's cool that you, like, so for me, memorable hunt with my dad. And second, like, I wore Mickey Mouse World War II boots that were white, that if you saw me from a distance looked like I was wearing socks. I wore hand-me-down camo from 1980 that is apparently making a trend and coming back. It's the tree bark camo. And back then I was like, man, I wish I could wear the camo that everyone else wears because it looks so cool. I didn't even give a fuck that it mattered what I looked like in the woods. I just thought like the other stuff was better. And it was a giant onesie. But like I still was out there, man. And like I shot my first deer in jeans and a blaze orange hoodie, and with a shotgun that was a hand-me-down pump action that was taller than I was, from my dad's dad. And to me, like those are the hunts that are memorable, and other ones are too for different reasons. But you think about the heritage that goes into it, and we talked about hand-me-down stuff, and I just think that's super fascinating. Like that's probably gonna be the title for this episode, is hand-me-down hunts or something like that, because that's the stuff that carries sentiment. Like you still haven't bought a new rifle, or purchased, or bought, or whatever the fucking word is. I also can't do math, but words are hard, dude. Anyway, like
I hear you, man.
When you shoot that thing, it probably sounds like history. It doesn't sound like a bang. It's like this is what Grandpa shot, man. Like
the fucking snipers used to use back in World War II, man. Like that fucking and like I still use, and a lot of guys see my videos too. You probably seen my grandfather's Browning A5, 1952. I still take that goose hunting, dude. And, of course, I've got newer shotguns and stuff like that. But, like, I mean, when I really just I use my grandfather's goose gun more than I use even my newer guns that are fucking $2,000 shotguns. I mean, 100%. Like, and I just, it's just because I feel like it's, like, weird. But, like, like my grandfather's, like, in that gun. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And there's just so many birds have been killed with that shotgun. And especially with my grandfather's deer rifle, who knows how many goddamn deer have been killed with that thing. And it's so awesome because it's guns that have lasted the time of day, because back then, dude, I mean, guns, even compared to today and nowadays, I mean, guns were, they're built like machines. Like in 52, Like, you can feel that thing. I mean, it's fucking heavy.
Dude.
I mean,
how hard is it to clean?
It's just, oh God, it's not too bad actually. I got to clean it. I'm actually going on a duck hunt here in a week and a half, out east South Dakota. So I'll be bringing that plus my Benelli M2. But it's not hard to clean, but the thing is just weighs a fucking ton. But it shoots 3.5-inch shells. That's the biggest thing because my M2 shoots only 3-inch shells. So it's a good goose gun for those big Canadians. But yeah, we talked about that, and that's why we're trying to make the products that we do. And so that, that can be a possibility where you can hand it down for generations with all the blood stains on it, with all the dirt, with all the muck, and it still works.
Well,
so
some of those things are like leftovers, dude. Sometimes you reheat it, it tastes better. And sometimes after it's got some wear and tear on it, it's actually a little more malleable and more functional. Like, it actually functions a little bit better. You beat the shit out of it, and lo and behold, it became a better product. Like a good fucking scotch, it ages, and gets better in the barrel.
100%, dude. 100%. Yeah, it's just rich histories, and we've going back to my grandfather fighting in Okinawa during World War II and being hunters. I mean, got a lot of just patriotism, hunting, really background in our family, and it's just super exciting to see where this company is going and all the support we're getting. And I mean, we're fucking blessed, man. And old man's fucking happy, and I'm happy, and we're just running around, man. We just had to buy another another $4 or $5 grand worth of material to get like another 20 grand worth of products done. So I mean, it never ends, man, and it's a good thing because I think people really resonate with us because we're not in a suit and tie. We're just fucking really small town folks from South Dakota that my father grew up in Ledgerwood, North Dakota, where population's 800. I mean, that's just who we are. And we grew up hunting and served our country, and just no bullshit. We just kind of tell it like it is, and I think that resonates with a lot of people. And there's just so much fakeness in the world and on social media these days that part of the reason why I do what I do is because I'm just like, this is fucking who I am. I'm not going to be scared. And there's some posts I get like 20 unfollowers, and I'm like, fuck them. I don't fucking care. Like, I don't sit there and like worry about followers. I could fucking care less.
But you need to stay true to yourself because at the end of the day, that's what's important, dude. And the old saying, like, stand for nothing or fall for anything, right? Like, that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah. No, you gotta back what you say, and just say, yeah, listen, I said that. And if you don't agree with me, or you think I'm an asshole, or you think, oh God, he's mean or whatever, it is what it is. Like, I'm actually, it's fine. It is definitely something new, but I think more and more people are kind of getting refreshed by our no-nonsense approach and just not taking shit from anybody. Yeah. And so, I mean, that's just who we are. And we're not going to change for anybody. And we can stay at fucking 3,500 followers for the next fucking 10 years for all we care.
As long as sales go up,
but one thing is for certain. Well, yeah, but I mean, and it doesn't even matter. But I mean, one thing's for certain is that we are going to connect with the right people that get our gear, that love our gear, and that, want to buy Made in the USA, want to support veteran-owned, and we're connecting with the right people in the industry.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's it.
Dude, where do people find you? Where can they go? Like, where should they go? What's the website? Like, help people that are listening in their car, walking the dog, whatever they're doing with their day at the gym, etc. Like, where do they go? What's the best way to get in touch?
Yeah, so our website's teamkhunting.com. You can go on there. Got our products on there. We got a couple things for pre-order right now that are probably a couple weeks out. Instagram, you just type in Team K Hunting Gear LLC, and then you can also follow us on Facebook. Team K Hunting Gear, you can just type it in and you'll be able to find us. So
cool, man. Thank you for freaking being on the show and taking time out of your busy ass schedule to talk with me and the audience and take the calls, even the prank ones. it means a lot to me. I think every guest is a blessing. I feel lucky to talk to anybody. My wife sure thinks it's funny that people even want to spend time talking to me or listen to the show. So I appreciate it because if anything, it just validates the fact that I get to rub that in her face. But I appreciate it, man. I'm going to end the live session. Everybody, thanks for tuning into the show. We appreciate you as well.
Thanks, everyone.